Hi there, just got back from the ride out on the Interceptor and the Continental with John, who favoured the Continental. He rode the Interceptor slightly uncertain about it, got on the Continental, loved it. I think he loved the riding position and he found it a bit more engaging. But one thing that came out of that video I did earlier when I was prepping the two was this notion of the 650 Himalayan. And there was one commenter on the post saying, you know, the 650 only weighs 3 kilos more than the Himalayan. Now, I have a set of bathroom scales, which is what I use to weigh the bikes on. Not entirely scientific, but it does give a very accurate gauge, funnily enough, as to a bike's weight. Put the front wheel on, take the reading, put the back wheel on, take the reading, add them together. Is it 100% accurate? Probably not to the nearest kilo, but it's pretty good. It gives a pretty good base mark of a bike's weight. And comparing the weights I've took using that method with manufacturer claims, it's actually not far off at all, if out at all. So I've just got I did the Himalayan weight a few days ago, and that's 209 wet. So I'm measuring these with a full tank of fuel, and that's the only way you're going to get a good, accurate reading of a bike's weight ready to go. So 209 for the Himalayan, which is quite a bit over what they claim, which I think is 196. Which is clearly a dry weight. So I'm going to whack an Interceptor on the scales now and see if it is only 3 kilos heavier than the Himalayan. So give me 1 second. Right. Put it in neutral. Reset the scales. Okay, take weight off it. 100 at the front end. 100, yeah? 100. Get back up. Back on is 116. So that's 100 front, 115 rear, so 215, which is actually only 6 kilos heavier than the Himalayan. And actually I'm surprised by that, because the weight of the bike as you're moving it around on the 650 feels a lot more than the Himalayan. It feels like a heavier, massive machine, just lifting it off the stand and things. So I'm surprised by that. What can you attribute to the difference in feel? Not sure, but it clearly maybe that guy's right. It's not the engine. So that 650 engine in the Himalayan wouldn't necessarily mean more weight. So that's interesting. Is it the right engine for that type of bike? Still probably not. I still prefer a single, but it does show that if they do a 650 soft roader F750 type of bike versus 650 type of bike, as someone else mentioned, then not necessarily does it have to weigh a lot of kilos. If it came in at 215 kilos wet, even 220, well 220 is a bit too much, but 215 weight, that could be a good thing. So let's see what happens.